These are Arrtx alcohol markers, and I've never used alcohol markers before. Today I'm finding out if they're a total disaster for hand lettering or if we love them. Hello lettering friend, I'm Sarah from Ensign Insights. I've actually avoided alcohol markers for years because of one very obvious reason, the bleed through. I assumed they would ruin even my really thick journal pages. But lately I've been doing a lot of coloring with my kids. We love coloring with acrylic markers, but they have one problem. My acrylic markers are too opaque. They cover up the printed lines. So when Arrtx asked if I wanted to try these alcohol markers, I decided it was time to finally figure it out for myself. So in this video, I'm going to find out, can you letter with these? Do they bleed through the journal, or are they just for coloring? And who are they actually for? The really cool thing about this box is that it's got this handle on the top, and so it holds the box down, the lid, but you can also lift it and use it as a handle to carry. And then when you open up the box, you can see that the lid actually works as a stand so that you can grab the pen that you need really easily. There is a color number on both lids. However, the number is not on the pen body itself. That could get confusing. It's dual-ended with the chisel tip and the brush tip. It has a triangular body so that it doesn't roll away. And can you letter with these? Let's test out this brush tip. A little bit soft, but I'm really happy with how well it bounces back. As for the chisel tip, I never buy chisel tip markers because I don't use them. But this was giving me some cool, interesting thickness weights that I hadn't seen before. As for the thick ones, it was a little tricky getting that very thick line, but let's see about doing faux calligraphy. I'm just doing a fine line and then I'm adding the downstrokes here, and this does work pretty well. I have to find the right part of the tip. Now testing the basic strokes, you can get a different thickness, and that is what I really like to see in a good brush pen. One thing I noticed, if you need to make a little correction, the ink blends in really smoothly so it doesn't look like you just added another line on top. As long as the marker is still wet on the page, then it just blends right into it. So that I really liked. If you hold down the marker a little bit longer, the ink goes out, as you see in the R right there. And that's what I'm trying to show you here, that if you hold the marker down, then ink spreads out in that spot. I had a scrap paper underneath this because I knew it was going to bleed through. This is HP Premium 32 paper. Let me tell you a few more things about these while I swatch them. So at first I was using the brush tip and the chisel tip because there's two boxes on this swatch sheet, but then that was taking too long and they're the same color. So why do I need two boxes? I saw someone say that with the colorless blender, you're supposed to be able to almost erase the colors. So it's like you're pushing the ink back onto itself, and it didn't really work for me here on this swatch test. I don't know if I need to play around with it a little more. Arrtx originally asked if I wanted to try the chisel tip and the bullet tip because they do have a lot of different alcohol markers with different tips, and I said it has to be a brush tip. Made sure to get the brush tip. I do think though that I maybe would want to try the brush tip with a bullet tip. That's just what I'm used to. That's what I like doing. We'll see if I like this chisel tip as well. And what I noticed is that the colors that I laid down are often pretty different from what's on the lid, and it takes some time to dry to get the actual color. So the first color that I laid down isn't the actual color until it dries completely. So that was a little surprising. And by the way, if you have alcohol markers and you love them, feel free to let me know all the things that I'm missing because I am brand new to this. And as I was watching videos, I was realizing that there is a learning curve. There's so much you can do with these. I've only just started. So this set, it's called Oros, O-R-O-S, and it starts with the bright colors, and then it has some pastel colors, and then it has some neutrals and grays. Some of the color names were really weird. There is warm gray that is actually more like a beige or a tan, and a brown. There's only one orange, and it's a very dark orange. There's one here that's called baby skin pink, and then there's another one called flesh, and I'm just not sure they should have chosen that because flesh is all different colors. I usually don't go by the color name anyways. I would rather just go by the number. This one is called Pale Purple and it's definitely pink. So we'll just stick with the numbers. So now that I have organized the colors, lined them up in a better way, I can choose my own colors. And I didn't record this part. I just went through and chose which ones I think would look good together. And I did 2 different palettes, one with the bright, one with the pastel. And I just played around to find the ones that I like the most. I am kind of bummed about that orange being the only one. You can see this is watercolor paper. It is cheap kid watercolor paper, but it does bleed through even this. Can you journal with them? Let's see my different journals and how much bleed through we have going on. This one is a Rhodia notepad. This has thin paper to begin with. There's a lot of bleed through or ghosting, even just with my regular pens. I usually only do one-sided in my Rhodia notebooks. This one is an Ohuhu marker pad. I bought this because the paper, you're supposed to be able to do multiple layers on it without it pilling or anything. So I tried it and turns out with the alcohol markers, it actually doesn't bleed through. You can use both sides of the page, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit. But I'm doing my pastel colors to test them out, and you can see how the color is very different before it has dried. And I think it takes longer to dry on this specific paper, so it looks a little more gray for a second until it dries completely. So that was kind of weird. Not as satisfying as I'm using this paper because the color looks weird as I'm using it. Eventually it looks good when it dries. Then I wanted to try layering, and so I'm doing the markers on top of each other, and I did think that it was going to change it a lot more, but it mostly just made the color a little bit darker. It does still have that nice ombre blend that I love to do, and I know that is definitely something that a lot of people do with these. They layer them to get different shading and highlights, different effects like that. I'm so new with these, and so I haven't explored that very much yet. And you can see as I turn the page, there is no bleed through. That is crazy. So here's what I mean right here. The top section is just single, and then the bottom ones, it looks like there's just a little bit of a darker line. It doesn't look like you're actually changing colors. Then I wanted to letter on top of it because of course I've got to add my hand lettering. And I wanted to explore that chisel tip a little bit more because I don't use the chisel tip, but I liked when I was testing it that I used it sideways and it was making the thick strokes be on the top and the bottom instead of on the downstrokes. And I thought that was kind of fun to play around with. And I'm just going to add some stars and dots here, and I think the chisel tip might be growing on me. Although it was hard to get nice little circle dots, they're all kind of like square or rectangles. I did feel like these pastels were a little muted. So these are Dom's pastels. I need to make a full video on them. These are my favorite colors right now. And so these pastels are very bright, yet still pastel somehow. So these ones, the alcohol markers with the pastel, it is more of like the muted pastel, which actually is probably more of a real pastel than the Doms. And here I'm testing this in my Arrtx Olive journal. This is my pocket size. I love this one so much. This is what I take with me everywhere through the house and on trips because I love the small size. It makes it easier to not have to fill up a whole giant page. And just like I thought, it bleeds through quite a bit. Arrtx Olive has really thick paper. It's 160 GSM. Alcohol markers are different, and so they bleed through most papers. So then I added some lettering, and I wanted it smaller than what the chisel tip could give me. And then I wanted to add some little marks. I don't really know what they are, but they ended up kind of looking like little groups of fish riding the waves. So to compare, here's the pastel Doms, and then here is the Arrtx pastel. And it's just a personal preference which one you like better. And also, this is just the pastel markers in this box. I think they have other boxes that are more specifically called pastel that maybe would have a different variety of pastel markers. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at the bright colors that I chose. And once again, I'm using the Ohuhu marker pad With the bright colors, I don't notice them being such a weird color as much until they dry as the pastel ones. So that one isn't bothering me as much with these, but it definitely still is a little bit different until it dries. And with this one, I used the same gray lettering as I did in the pastel one, and it doesn't show up as much. So I think I would have to use a darker one, definitely, because these are so vibrant and saturated. Let's use these brighter colors in my Arrtx Olive Journal. I decided to do a rainbow sun ray. And one thing that I found interesting when I color with these in, an Amazon coloring book that's really cheap, the coloring has no streaks. It is the most beautiful, gorgeous blends. When I did it on this Arrtx Olive paper that's a lot thicker, it seemed like it was a little more streaky, like it wasn't blending in with each other. I'm not exactly sure why specifically on the Arrtx Olive paper. Is it because it's thicker and so it's not getting as absorbed or something? I'm not sure. So I don't mind it at all. I just found it interesting. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're coloring with it in just a little bit. And knowing that these bleed through, I was thinking, would I use them in my journal more if I just had the pages around it? Maybe I glued them together. That could be an option. But maybe also I could use my acrylic markers and cover it up. Although I think that could maybe limit the design, and maybe it could be a fun practice to limit the design. But if I wanted to just create something new, then I would have to definitely cover it up. And is the color I'm using the right opacity? So for these ones here, I'm probably just going to leave them. And I'm okay with having pages that are only one-sided because your journal is whatever you want it to be. So now I'm going in with one of the lighter colors to do the sun. And one thing I found interesting, I don't often have a color like this creamy pale color. And in this set, there are several options of this pale creamy color. And I found that I actually like having options of this color because it's so nice to have this kind of neutral. And then I'm using my Micron pen to do the lettering, and I'm just doing hoping gently because sometimes it feels hard to hope when things haven't gone our way, when everything feels like it's falling apart, when we're scared about the news and things going on in the world. But maybe we can just hope gently. And I wanted to do faux calligraphy just to thicken those downstrokes to make it stand out a little bit more. And then the part I'm most excited about, I'm using my Marvy Deco Color in gold. And this one is oil-based, and it does bleed through very slightly in my Arrtx Olive Journal. And so I usually don't use it. But because the alcohol markers already bled through, I can totally use this one. And this one makes me happy. This is my favorite gold pen. It is so shiny and the perfect shade of gold. Okay, I just love how this page turned out. It's so bright, so saturated, and look at that shiny gold. And what's weird is you can hardly even see the gold bleeding through because the alcohol markers already bled through so much. And I found this interesting in the binding right there where I did the blue. You can see it on the other side because it does kind of bleed out, feather out maybe is the word. So that is something to be aware of as well. And then I decided I needed to try lettering with these in a journal page. Usually I like to do my lettering with black or gray, and I do the background with all of the colors. I needed my lettering to be larger, so I'm doing these rainbow letters, and you can see that light purple kind of blends into the dark purple where I went on top of it, so that was really cool. And I had messed up and accidentally started my G in yellow, but the green covered it up pretty well. You can hardly even tell. And it's not that it's going on top of it like it is opaque, like paint markers. It's just blending into it. And then I'm going to add some gold, of course, to finish it off. So now, who are they actually for? Let me show you in our coloring book that we were using. This is the Christmas one we used all season, and you can see it bleeds through a lot, and that's okay in a coloring book. On these gingerbread, I found that the lines feathered out a little bit, so I couldn't have the exact line. So that's just something to be aware of when you're using them. My kids loved using these, and I did have to keep reminding them to put a paper underneath because I was so worried that whatever surface they were using, it was going to bleed through onto it. So that is definitely something when kids are using them to be aware of. And I made this coloring page to show you how absolutely incredibly smooth these are with coloring. And I know a lot of people use them for so many different techniques. So this coloring page right here is just very basic, just coloring in the lines. And they are different from acrylic markers because they do not cover up the black lines. I love these for coloring. They are so satisfying. So I will definitely keep using them for that. I know that a lot of people really love alcohol markers for illustrations and coloring because there is so much you can do with them. And as I was realizing that I don't know what to do with these, and I was like, oh, well, water-based brush pens are just so much easier. But then I realized it's because I've used them for years and years and I've learned what you can do with them. So if I wanted to make these ones be easier, I would have to spend the years learning the techniques and watching the tutorials and playing with them myself. So same for you too. If there's a certain type of pen or tool that you want to learn, it's okay if it feels a little bit hard at first. You can definitely learn how to use it. It just takes a lot of practice. I do like how they looked in my journal. The brush tip is great for hand lettering. So these could be a good addition to your journaling if you're okay with the bleed through. I totally understand the hype of alcohol markers now. You might like them if you are doing more coloring and illustration. If you want to see my other brush pen reviews, check out this video right here. I'll see you there.